My parents refused to pay for my cancer treatment and told me, "You're too expensive." I survived and became a surgeon. 10 years later, my brother crashed and they showed up begging, "Save him for free." Family helps family. Growing up, my brother Brian was the golden child. Straight A's, debate team captain, full ride offers. Me, I was the artsy one who barely made it through high school and went to community college. If Brian needed tutoring, they hired the best. When I asked for help with my art portfolio, they said I needed to figure things out on my own. I got straight A's at community college, transferred to university, graduated with honors. Mom's response, "Good, now you can support yourself." Yeah. Fast forward to me at 23, working as a medical artist when I found a lump that turned out to be stage 2 cancer. My insurance covered most treatment, but I needed $45,000 for the plan my doctor recommended since the cheaper option had worse results. A few months later, Brian got accepted to business school and my parents were ecstatic, already planning how to pay for it. Then I visited home and Mom had hospital bills spread across the table. She looked at them and said, "This is too expensive. We're already stretched thin with Brian's tuition." I stared at her and said, "I have cancer." Dad jumped in with, "We know, and we're praying. But Brian's education is an investment. Your treatment is spending money on something that might not even work." I asked what I'd get if I needed help and Mom said, "You'll figure it out. You're fine on your own." That sentence burned into my skull, but I didn't yell or argue. I just took out loans, worked through chemo, and lost everything while my parents sent a card with $50. During those years, Brian graduated, got a great job, and bought a house while my parents posted about him constantly. I survived, went to medical school, and didn't invite my parents to my graduation. 10 years later, I was a trauma surgeon who'd paid off my loans, bought a house, and built a life. Then one day, I got a call from the ER saying a family was asking for me specifically. I walked in and froze when I saw my parents standing there. Mom rushed over to me saying, "Carter, thank God you're here. It's Brian. He was in a car accident and needs surgery immediately. They said you're the best trauma surgeon here and you have to help him." The attending came over and explained the situation. "Dr. Stratford, the patient needs emergency surgery, and you're the only one with the expertise for this. I should mention the family has no insurance, and they're asking if you can do it for free." My mother grabbed my arm and pleaded with me, "Please, Carter. He's your brother. Family helps family, and you know we'd do the same for you." Those words hit me hard. Family helps family. I pulled away from her and asked, "Would you?" Dad stepped forward saying, "This is life or death, and you're a doctor. You took an oath." I looked at both of them and said, "You're right, I did take an oath, and I'll make sure Brian gets the best care possible, but I won't be his surgeon." Mom's face went white as she asked, "What? Why not?" "Because I'm too expensive, and you should save your money for something that might actually work." I turned to the attending and said, "Dr. Mirandize is an excellent surgeon, and he'll take care of the patient. I'll supervise if needed, but I won't be operating." Mom started screaming at me saying, "You'd let your brother die?" Dad tried a different approach with, "We made a mistake back then, but Brian didn't do anything to you." "You're right, he didn't do anything. He also didn't visit me once during chemo or call or even send a text. So no, I'm not doing this for free. If you want me specifically, my fee is $15,000. Otherwise, Dr. Mirandize handles it, and you pay standard rates." Mom's voice dropped as she said, "We don't have that kind of money. Then I guess you'll need to take out loans or use that vacation home equity. You know, figure it out on your own." Dr. Mirandize operated and Brian survived, but the bill was $680,000. My parents tried everything, filed appeals, and asked for charity, but the hospital denied it since they had assets. Then they sued me for refusing to treat Brian, but my lawyers destroyed it in minutes since I supervised the whole surgery and just didn't do it for free. Then they started telling everyone who would listen, called my colleagues, reached out to mutual friends, and tried to paint me as the heartless son who abandoned his family. But the people who actually knew me, who were there during my cancer, told a different story, and within a week they stopped trying. Brian recovered but never called to thank me. My parents declared bankruptcy for the medical bills, lost the vacation home, downsized, and Dad came out of retirement. A year later, Mom called and said, "Carter, I'm apologizing, really apologizing. We were wrong." I stayed quiet as she continued. "I convinced myself Brian needed us more, that you were strong. I threw away my son. I felt tired as I said, 'Okay, I hope you can forgive us someday. Maybe, but not today. You taught me family is conditional and love has a price tag.'" I hung up and last I heard, Brian moved across the country and my parents moved into a small apartment. They never invited me to anything and I didn't expect them to. And me? I kept operating, kept saving lives, and kept charging for my work because I learned the hard way that nothing in this world is free, not even from the people who are supposed to love you most.